In today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 things that can completely destroy your ability to make progress as an artist, or at least set you back severely. So you have to watch out for these deadly progress killers. Number 7. Comparison. Art is basically a way to express yourself, convey feelings, thoughts, and ideas. But one way to obliterate all that is to start comparing yourself and your work to others. And the worst thing you can do is comparing your first few steps to someone's millionth step. This is what you literally do when you start comparing yourself as a beginner who just started out to a professional who spent many years as an artist, went through many struggles, many successes and failures, and accumulated a huge amount of experience. I would suggest that if you, for example, go to ArtStation or art forums, or if you personally know people who are way better than you as artists, I suggest that you look at them as a source of inspiration and admiration. You can look at them as people who you can look up to and get inspired by. Don't look at them the way you look at someone at your level, because they are not beginners and they have already been through the journey and cultivated a lot of experience. So basically, it is not a fair comparison to begin with. Just using logic alone, if you stop and think about it, comparing yourself as a beginner to someone who has all the time and experience before you just doesn't make a lot of sense. Number 6. Perfection. Another way to slow down your growth and your progress is to seek perfection. Perfection as a concept is unattainable by definition, because making everything look perfect is something impossible. Even the best pieces of art can always be enhanced and improved to be an even more refined masterpieces. So the best thing you can do, especially as a beginner, is to do more and work on more projects. So to be able to get more progress, we need to work on more projects regardless of quality, especially at first. In the beginning, focus on going through a lot of projects rather than sinking a lot of time perfecting one project only. This means quantity over quality, but here, as you work on more projects, you will get more experience and you will grow faster as you make more mistakes. There's actually a quote by Ira Glass who said, "The most important possible thing you can do is a lot of work. It is only by going through a volume of work that you are gonna close the gap." And if you go back to artists like Picasso and Da Vinci, their body of work included thousands of paintings, sculptures, ceramics, and drawings, but only a few artworks are recognized by everyone as their work. So volume most of the time is more important than perfection. Believe it or not, as I'm working on this video, I'm not really 100% happy with it. I want to make it more perfect, but at the end of the day, I have to just put it out and work on something else. Number 5. Social media. As an artist, you will at some point use social media to be inspired, to learn, or to find work. For instance, here you can use YouTube to acquire knowledge and to do many other things. But everything is gonna be better in moderation. If you spend the majority of your time on social media looking at what people are doing and what other artists are making all the time, you will become just a viewer sitting back and not taking action, especially considering the downside of comparing yourself to others. You can use social media to your advantage, like 1 hour a day to learn, get inspired, acquire knowledge, and refine your techniques by learning from other people. But you should spend most of your time practicing and becoming a better artist. Social media in of itself is not inherently bad, but it is a two-edged sword. It can really help you boost your progress by connecting you with people who can actually help you, in addition to getting instant feedback on your work and getting inspired by other people's work. But on the other hand, it can really be a huge time waster without any results, so try staying away from social media and only try to focus on what you want, because 1 hour here and 1 hour there in the span of a week, you might find yourself losing a lot of time just scrolling through pages and videos endlessly. Number 4. Worrying. One of the worst ways to destroy your progress is to worry about things beforehand. What if I'm not gonna be good at it? What if I can't do it? What if this is too hard? What if I can't make money from this? So on and so forth. There are a lot of concerns in your mind when you start your journey as an artist, but those are normal things and natural. Everyone has concerns about the future and where they are heading, but bear with me for a moment. The problem emerges when these concerns are not of substance and they are just there to mess up your progress. Worrying too much about everything is probably unhealthy for everyone, but especially for artists, because one of the struggles of being an artist that people don't talk about too much is that you have to put yourself out there, and you will most likely be criticized and judged on the merit of your work. And if you take feedback literally and interpret it negatively, it is just your mind trying to give itself an out to give up. So the best thing you can do is to keep going and have faith that everything will work out eventually. This reminded me of a quote from Steve Jobs from a graduation speech he gave about how he dropped out of college to pursue calligraphy, and then only after so many years that his art experience helped him design the interface of the Mac, and he said,
"Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference."
Number 3, too much theory. One of the mistakes that I personally made early on that didn't allow me to make progress is consuming too much content. The number of hours I spent reading books and articles in addition to taking courses, looking back at it now, I think it made my progress slower, especially at the beginning because I was overwhelmed by the quantity of content. And I was really studying everything from how to do modeling, texturing, sculpting, simulation, animation, rigging, you name it. I was learning every single thing at the same time from multiple sources. If you do this, your ability to retain information is not gonna be high because you're not practicing. The best way to retain information is to practice it. The more you practice, the more information you will burn into your brain. So you should always strive for more practice than theory. Probably the 82% ratio is a good starting point. Number 2, lack of knowledge. To learn everything in the first place, you need to take theory. So avoiding theory completely, you can learn efficiently, which is also going to prevent you from making progress fast. So the secret is to have a balance between learning and practice. As I said, the role is maybe 20 to 80%. So for example, if you don't learn the fundamentals of modeling, animation, design, and other things, it is gonna be really hard for you to make progress. Also, if you don't learn the right tools to allow you to work faster and efficiently and get the best results, is gonna be a problem. If you spend tens of hours trying to figure out something that someone can tell you in just 5 minutes, it's gonna be a problem and is gonna be contributing to your lack of development and making progress, especially as a beginner. Professionals can get away with little to no theory because they have a lot of experience and they can deduct and learn things themselves to a certain extent because their knowledge allows them to be intuitive when dealing with new things. But still, even if you have experience, you will need from time to time to ask for tips and advice from other artists to learn new concepts and new techniques to get better and become better over time. Number 1, generalizing forever. Alright, I'm gonna finish this with one of the most important things that could probably save you years of hard work. In my opinion, probably the fastest way to make progress, especially if you invested a lot of time as an artist, is of course specializing in one field. You might get away with being a generalist when you start out, but as you make progress, it is vital to both your growth and getting a job if you are considering it as a career path. Often the difference between professionals and newbie artists is the commitment to one field and focusing on one area such as matte painting, character creation, character animation, lighting, asset creation, environment design, environment art, character design, concept art, and so on. It's not like that you have to know one field, but being able to excel in one area probably is gonna propel you forward extremely fast. Most beginners struggle with letting go and they waste a lot of time trying to learn everything. Conscious and focused learning, on the other hand, is your best way to make progress fast. So the best thing you can do is to focus your energy in one field and try to be the best at it after you master the basics and understand the artistic field you are in, whether it be game development, VFX, ArcViz, motion design, etc. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also check some of our previous videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.